Hi there, everybody. I'm here this evening with an apology and for my complete tardiness, but this video is for Sheryl Esp, and I hope I'm saying your name correctly, Sheryl. Sheryl is one of my subbies who asked me over a month ago if I would please show you how I do my rolled roses. The little flat ones for like your journals and things. And so I am finally, after all my computer issues, getting around to doing that, Sheryl, and I do apologize it took so long for me to get this done. I've got a couple of strips of this, like, real kind of a soft, I don't know, not linen at all. It's not linen. It's got a little bit of a stretch to it, but it's a fabric that is really nice for grungy stuff, and you can see it phrased nicely on both sides. And this one I fake dyed, and you can see there, I'll show you how I do that. It's I fake coffee dyed it, in other words, or tea dyed, or I fake grunged it, let's put it that way. But this is my vintage photo, and what I do is, I gotta get it to the right direction here. I just lay it down on here. I hold this with 2 fingers. Whoops, wrong end. I hold the little square with 2 fingers, and then put my other finger down on top, and I just pull it along, just like that, across my vintage photo. And now watch, it won't have worked. Yes, it worked fine. And you can kind of stop and start if you don't want it to be like all, you know, even and equal and all that good stuff. I'll show you that on this side. Just hold it and then put your finger down here, drag it a little bit, then lift it, drag it a little bit, then lift it, drag it a little bit, then lift it, drag it a little bit, lift, drag, lift, untwist it, drag, lift, drag, lift, drag, lift, and then it's not as like all one. And that's how I fake coffee, tea dye, grunge up sometimes when I am in a hurry and I don't have a piece that I want that's grungy enough. And you probably should let it dry a little bit, but I want to get this started for, and I hope this turns out. This is fabric glue in my little fine tip nozzle. And you can do this with a glue gun. I used to make these all the time and use a glue gun. And what I do, you have your little piece of ribbon end here. I just fold that down like a triangle, kind of. And some people use this as a tail to hang on to, but I don't really necessarily do that, especially for the flat ones. But if you're making a big, like, rose or and one with a high profile, you might want to, you know, use your little tail down here to hang on to. They fold it down like that. Oops. And then you can hang on to that tail as you're wrapping. But I really don't. I just kind of fold it over like that, and then fold it again, and then just start wrapping it around. Really, it's not as difficult as I'm making it look here. You just kind of fold it so that this is sort of squinchy. Whoops, get in frame here. So that this is sort of like curled up. See how I have it folded? I just sort of fold it down, squinch it up, and wrap it around like that. And this is the inside of your rose. And then after you do it like twice for the inside, the little bud like on the inside, I go ahead and put a little dab of glue in there, because that will hold your bud in place, kind of. Okay, and then just roll it again, kind of squinch it up and bring it around. Roll it again, and everyone, you're going to come up with your frayed edge here in a little bit, and I happen to like that. I think that looks cool, so I leave that frayed edge. And then, like I said, every so often you just put your glue down in there so it'll hold together. Just keep folding and wrapping around and folding and wrapping around. And if you have if you're using a glue gun, it's immediate. You know, it'll hold, of course, immediately. And then you kind of get this out here so it's not all crumpled up so bad, and then just keep folding, wrapping around. And forgive me because my hands are, my thumb especially right now is really bad. I can't hardly feel the end of my thumb. So I hope this little rose looks like a rose when it's done. So forgive that of me. And you just keep rolling it. I mean, once you start doing these, you know, and you do several of them, you know, at a time, you'll get kind of the rhythm of it or the hang of it, and it will be real easy for you. And roll it and kind of wrap it around. And like I said, I really wish I would have used, I mean, I didn't on the ones that I used in my little book either. I used, just used Fabri-Tac, I believe. I'm pretty sure. I know I didn't get my glue gun out. I'm pretty sure I didn't. I know I didn't. I didn't get my glue gun out. And see, it kind of really doesn't look like much, except it's starting to resemble a little rose petal, a rose flower, a little flat rose. Yeah, a rose. Okay. Just sort of fold it and wrap it. And because I'm not using like a glue gun, and it's the stick is instantaneous, I'm kind of squeezing on this a little bit as I go around so that the Fabri-Tac will take hold. And I truly hope this is helpful for you, Cheryl. You know, and once you're done with it, you can kind of, you know, push and pull and fuss around with it a little bit and move it around and so on and so on. Add more glue if you need to, if you don't think it's holding in a particular spot or something of that nature. And they truly don't look like much of anything at first. Get a piece of my mat here. I don't know where my little, here it is. Sorry. There it is. Oh, it's got a snippet on it already. I was gonna say, get my little piece of non-stick mat here out so I can glue or stick it on there while it's drying, or to set it up really well. And oh, I forgot to say, you can you can make your fabric strip as long, you know, as you want, depending on how big of a rose you want to make. In other words, the length of your strip, of course, is going to determine the you know, the size of your rose. And I'm trying to keep the glue down on the inside, you know, so that you can't really see it too much. I don't know if other folks use a different kind of glue for this. I see people all the time just really saying how the art glitter glue is amazing for just about all kinds of different things, just about everything. And I wouldn't know about that because I've never used that glue as yet. So. And basically you just keep kind of folding your little, you know, your little piece of, what's it over here, ribbon. And you just keep wrapping it around in like a little circle. I've got something stuck on the end of my glue here. It looks awful. I have no idea. Piece of thread, apparently. Okay, and coming to the end here. And I hope I think I've been in frame. And just keep going around. Like I said, I'm, excuse me, I'm struggling tonight. So, you know, forgive my slowness here. But I'm sure that, you know, anybody with normal dexterity can just go ahead and go around there like, you know, house of fire. So and then when you, well, I'll show you here. I've got some more wraps to go yet before we get to the end. I hope you can see where I'm putting the glue. Just down along the side of your little roll is where you put your glue. And again, I do apologize, Cheryl, that it has been over a month that you asked me to come on and show this, and I, with my computer problems and every other bloomin' thing going on, I just did not get to it, and I hope that this is helpful to you. Okay, now you're to the end here, basically. I'm gonna put a little bit of glue here at the end and wrap that around there one more time. Kind of hang on to that for a minute. And then what you're gonna do is you're just gonna take this little piece that's left and tuck it down to the bottom. Underneath like this. And I just put glue down in here, down in kind of all around the little wraps, sort of like make a base for it, sort of. And then take your piece that you have, your little piece, your extra end, your little end there, and just kind of tuck it like that on the back. And then, like I said, then you can, you know, fuss around with it a little bit, you know, push and pull the way you want it to look. But basically, I'm sticking to it, but basically there's your, whoa, there's your little rolled rose. And they all turn out different. So don't try to make them the same because they all turn out different. Then I put, this is my little snippet thing. I see I got a snippet there. I just take that just like that and squinch it down on my little snippet thing. Just a piece of non-stick craft mat, and I leave it on there just like that to dry. Now I'm kind of pushing down on it because this is a flat one. You can make the folds, you know, like bigger, and it'll make you a more dimensional rose. But and there you go, one more time. And then I just leave it sit on there until it dries, and then that makes like a base for it. And then you can just plop it on whatever project you happen to be working on. Okay, all right, Cheryl. I hope that that was helpful, like I said to you, and I hope that anybody else that needed that, that it will be helpful to you as well. So until I visit with you next time then, folks, God bless you. Bye.